So another thing we like to do is, well, obviously bike ride, but ride our bike down to the lakefront. We've got our favorite coffee shop down there. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta slow down and fix things.
Would it be a good Our Journey in Myles video if I wasn't lagging behind late? But last time we were out, I broke my water bottle off, and lo and behold, I had a backup part. God only knows, for 2 years I've been carrying the spare. But this 5-minute job is the usual 1 hour. So once we get this on, we'll be underway.
All right, as you can see, we are ready to roll.
Yep. Where are we going?
We're in Milwaukee, heading to the lakefront, and we're taking the Hank Aaron down there. We love the Hank Aaron Trail because it has...
Oh, I thought you had the camera the other way. Sorry, that was the camera thing.
Last week we headed west on the Hank Aaron Bike Trail out to Waukesha, but this week we're heading east towards the lakefront to visit one of our favorite coffee shops. The bike trail from the Wisconsin State Fair RV Park all the way out to our favorite coffee shop, Colectivo Coffee on the lakefront, is about 10 miles, and it usually takes us anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. But the really cool thing about it is to see all the things along the path. One of them being the Miller Park. This is where the Brewers baseball team plays, and it's only like about 2.5 miles on the bike trail from the RV park, so it's easy to get to. But as you go past Miller Park, you actually go through an area in the Menomonee Valley, which is kind of industrial but interesting. And then along the path, you jet over to the river, which is really nice, and leads you out onto the Potawatomi Casino, which is also kind of a fun place to visit while you're in Milwaukee. Then as you go past the Potawatomi Casino, down the road is the Harley Davidson Museum, which is always fun to take a look at. And usually the path we take, we go back around the museum, right along the river, which is really beautiful. And then we get back on the path, and there's over the river, we go do this circular path going down to the river again. And now we're heading past, if you want to check out the Purple Door ice cream, that's always a nice stop. And then as we go down the path, we're crossing the river, and we're coming down to the mouth of the river. Now this is where the Henry Maier Festival Park is. This is where Summerfest is. It's like the largest music festival in the U.S. We go back around their big amphitheater, and along the lakefront is actually the Lakeshore State Park. This is the only urban state park in Wisconsin, and it's a man-made island. It's really beautiful. They've got different hiking paths and beaches. So continuing along this path, you're going to pass the Discovery World, which is a really cool science museum for kids. And up the lakefront, just a little further, is our beautiful Milwaukee Art Museum. It's absolutely beautiful architecture and really a charm to go inside too. Took a lot of my art classes there. Now usually what we do is we'll take this path out onto the pier. It comes back around, and this is the Mckinley Marina, which has some beautiful boats in there, and then we'll take one of these paths back up. But because it was later in the afternoon, we were hungry, we're in a hurry, so we just hopped over to Lincoln Memorial Drive, which took us right to our favorite coffee shop, Colectivo, on the lakefront. So let's check out this trail and the places along the way.
When I'm riding this bike, it's kind of bittersweet because we love these bikes so much, and we don't know if this trip or maybe another week from now will be the last time we ride these for a while before we store them at Andy's. By the way, Andy doesn't know we're storing them there yet, but we're hoping that works out for us, Andy. But that's what it is for me, and I'm enjoying it, and my leg doesn't feel too bad, honey, from my recent injury while dancing.
I was wondering about that. You're right, we could get down to the south side, and then they've got this bridge that actually leads over to the Miller Stadium where the Brewers play. So if you're staying in State Fair, you can easily ride or walk down there.
So here's another action-packed shot of Sue coming across the same bridge that I just went across. Unbelievable effort by YouTubers Mark and Sue. How you doing?
So we just crossed that bridge and can see way in the distance. That is the top of Miller Stadium. So you simply walk down the path and there you go. Right. So I wait for Mark. He always has his music on. And of course he's feeling it.
It's quite as good because my this leg's blown out.
Oh no, one of his legs has been bothering him. Right. Doesn't look like it. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, warmed up. Let's go. Wow, this is something different. They've been adding statue artwork along the trail since we've been gone. So they're going to have 5 statues here, and they're all silhouettes taken from historic photos on the Milwaukee Road. So we can take a look. We've got the railroad going on. Not sure what that is. Roundhouse. Got Milwaukee Road. And we've got the doofuses of Milwaukee. Excellent! It's a moving sculpture. Marco, we hit... Oh, God. Yeah, okay. So we're heading through kind of an industrial area. Nice wide bike path, though, and it's got the railroad right next to it. And way in the distance, you can see the Potawatomi Casino. So we're going to be going past that too. So as you can see, there's a lot of cool things happening along Hank Aaron Trail. We came down the hill, and we usually take this back path that goes along the river. If you don't want to do that, the path actually does continue down Canal Street.
Okay, Sue, I don't know if you symbolically saw, but on the other side of this yard as we're driving by it, this is the Milwaukee City equipment yard for road maintenance. And there's just all sorts of snow plows and snow blow equipment and salting equipment. And thank God we're able to drive away in any city we're in right about the time when that nonsense starts. All right, let's hit it. We got cinnamon rolls to get to. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. That was cut by a beaver. Look at the way the teeth are, and it's gnawed in radius sections. And look at, there's hardly any sawdust there. That is a freaking beaver that's been working on that, and he put this tree down. God only knows when it happened. And look at, come on, look at the way they solved this. You know, like, look out, like boing.
Maybe it just happened this morning.
Yeah, right.
You really think that's a beaver?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm wondering, what do you think? Anybody gonna weigh in? Does this look like the work of a beaver? Wow. All right, Mark's on the hunt here.
Wow.
Another one.
Here's another one. Isn't that cool?
Is that really a beaver?
Yeah. And more importantly, how do they move it once they drop it?
Well, they don't. That's why they left it. Wow. All right, let's see if we can find some more fallen trees.
Sue, all I have to say is one thing. Leave it to beaver.
Wow. Did Mark really say that? The water is unusually high right now, and it is mid-September. I don't even remember seeing it this high in spring. And we also ride along Marquette's soccer field. We are definitely in the urban area. You can see there's our Potawatomi Casino.
Honey, do you want me to ride over there and show them how it's done, or do you think that would be a little bit too arrogant? You know, back from my college and high school days.
Mark, you're an engineer.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to embarrass.
Don't do that.
So one of the cool things about riding along rivers in cities, you get to see not only where all the beautiful condos are, the restaurants and everything, but a lot of times the city had their services along the rivers because of transportation needs and everything. So you look over here, and this is where one of the recycling centers is. So they churn all those plastic bottles and all that kind of stuff there, and somehow they run it through some machinery and they separate it. So see the cool things you get to see when you're on a bike ride?
There's actually a number of eateries along the way too, which is pretty nice. It's kind of passing through the real industrial area. Got a power plant right here. So the bike path actually brings us down along Canal Street and leads right into the Harley Museum. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go along the back here. And we're going to take the trail that goes behind the Harley Museum. And it goes right along the river. It's absolutely beautiful. So when they were building this museum, they wanted to put a statue in the central area. Nice. Can you imagine where they got their inspiration from?
You know, I can remember when they actually contacted me. And I said, well, what about something like this? The guy's like falling off, like, whoa!
And the rest is history. Harley Museum, I always feel like we should ride faster because somebody's going to be chasing us saying, get the heck out, you Harley wannabes. Now we're going to cross the street. We're now on 6th Street and we're heading up. So we've got our first Colectivo here, and sometimes we'll stop if we don't want to go all the way to the lake, but usually we use it as a restroom pit stop.
So anytime you think Milwaukee doesn't have it going on, I want you to remember the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame Museum. Not the flame, it's a fame. And it's because probably at the Brewers games, they give those things out probably 5-6 times a year. They're all stacked up in there like cordwood.
Not sure what street it is, but we're right by Myad. Once we cross the river, cross the bridge, we'll take a right and it will take us right down to the Summerfest Grounds.
So I can't tell you how many times we're riding around, it's usually on our bike, where we're driving through neighborhoods and we're looking into the backyard entertainment setup that people have, or like these apartments that are all right here. And you look at all of the beautiful patio setups, especially along the top, and they're partitioned off, and people have grills out there and different chairs and things. And then lo and behold, the realization comes in that when you're retired, you can enjoy those things at any time during the day. And all these people, they're still working or they're in school. And then I was telling Sue, but wait a second, we're retired. And if we owned one of those places, we probably wouldn't be on the patio either. We would be doing something. So, you know, you got to watch how much money you spend on your patio furniture is what I'm saying. You don't use it.
Came across some kind of training going on by the Milwaukee Police Department. They're all on bikes, and yet they've all got gas masks on.
So I would suspect that during some kind of a altercation, that might be to prevent if they have tear gas. I don't think so. This shows you how extensive training is sometimes. You'd think, hey, how come they don't spread out so they're not falling all over each other? But they're probably intentionally all crowded so that they know what it's like to be driving, vision impaired, oxygen impaired, and they're going real slow so they're not flopping into, the crowd during crowd control. Here's a close-up of the bike.
Driving through the city, this is the kind of treats we run across, just the city doing what they do.
Yeah, day to day, it's Thursday today. I could see maybe slacking off if it was Friday.
What are you saying, Mark? You slacked off on Fridays.
Yeah. I mean, like right now, the most important thing for me is getting that cinnamon roll, which, by the way, we're due.
All right, let's go. And here we're at the mouth of the Kinnickinnic River, going into Lake Michigan. This is actually the backside of the amphitheater on the Summerfest grounds. Skyline of the downtown Milwaukee. So here we are at the Lakeshore State Park. It's actually all man-made. It's pretty much a buffer for the lake from hitting the Summerfest grounds.
Okay, show that sign.
I saw one back there and I said, okay, no motorized vehicles. Is that gonna affect us on our e-bike?
Yep.
No!
Yep.
So now we're coming upon Discovery World. That's that more roundish one. It's a really nice science museum for kids. Heading downtown. So we got paddle boats for rent. So we're going past the Discovery World, and right next to them is the Milwaukee Art Museum, the famous Calatrava. The Calatrava is designed so that the front looks like the bow of a ship, and it has wings that are actually movable. They automatically close when the winds get way too high. Now we're heading down Lincoln Memorial Drive, right along the lakefront. And you can see in the lagoon, they actually have swan boats to rent. And there are so many other things that you can do at the lakefront. Looks like we're ready to go. So it's on a Thursday about, 3 o'clock, and you can see it's a number of people here, but on the weekend it is jammed. What do you think? What are you gonna have? Out of cinnamon rolls? No!
Much better, honey.
A little noisy over there. So we're at our favorite restaurant, should say cafe, coffee shop, Colectivo at the Lakefront. If you get to Milwaukee, gotta ride down here. It's so good, he's speechless. All right.
Finishing up my beer, cheese, and sausage soup.
I was gonna drink it like a cup, but then I turned my camera on.
Don't you think you should have the microphone on?
All right.
Take 2 with Sue. I'm finishing up my beer and cheese soup with kielbasa, with my little toast points, with my pinky up.
It's so classy. So he took his spoon out, set it down. He was going to drink it like a cup of soup. And then I pulled my video out, and all of a sudden he got cultured.
Honey, YouTube community standards.
I love YouTube. His manners have gotten so much better. Oh, God.
Okay, in case you didn't figure it out, Sue, you don't have an electric bike. So I hope you saved some room in your stomach so you can pedal.
So on our way back, we decided to ride around the front of Summerfest. Summerfest actually promotes itself as the world's largest music festival, and that's actually a title certified by the Guinness World Records since 1999. So if you do plan on coming to Milwaukee in the summer, come the end of June through the beginning of July. That's when Summerfest is actually happening, and it really is a huge music festival. Parking at State Fair Park is awesome, and it's pretty much a straight shot down here. Little commercial. So as you can see, there is a lot going on in Milwaukee. And this was only one of our favorite cafes. We have many more. Mark's making music at Summerfest. Next week, we're going to show you our favorite pizza place. Wow, bravo. And let me tell you, Mark is a pizza connoisseur. He's picky. It's the drummer in him. He can't help himself. Come on, I'll keep your rhythm. Ooh, Marco.
Probably should be on the right side.
You
know what the problem is? I'm the wrong height.
You are. Oh, the gloves are coming off. The gloves are coming off. To dance.
Honey,
is that a workout?
I think I got drunk on my BLT sandwich.
Did you get it out of your system now?
Yep.
Good. Settle up and move out.